So what's up guys, it's been a Barim. This is episode 50 where I will answer all questions that you have posted, that you have asked. True, not gonna lie, and look at all these questions. Banyak I have about 24 I think. 24 questions. And that's a lot, man. Thank you so much for the support that you have poured throughout the episode from day one to today. You guys know who you are. I cannot thank you enough for the support. And thank you so much once again. Only God can repay all the deeds. The time that you spend to listen to me talking to my guests. And I hope that you've learned a thing or two from these various guests of mine. I hope you do get motivated. I hope you do get inspired after listening to all these episodes. And to commemorate the 50th episode of the podcast, I have invited all of you who wants to share your questions to me. I don't know what sort of questions that all you people are going to ask me. Let's just have fun. Alright, let's just have fun. Okay, let's go from, not sure if you could see it. Okay, never mind. This was on 2 days ago. Okay, 2 days ago. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. 2 days ago. Who's the last person you texted? Who's the last person I texted? I need to go to WhatsApp first. Oh, alright, Uncle Stanley, because there's a Pentecost rally tomorrow, celebrating the church's birthday, and invoking of the Holy Spirit is on tomorrow. So I texted him about the PA system and whatnot about tomorrow's setup at St. Joseph's Cathedral, where I'll be playing bass tomorrow. And then I asked him about the system and whether I need microphone. I need to bring my microphone, and he said yes, you can bring your microphone. So I'll play bass and sing as well tomorrow. Ka-chow. Okay, ka-chow. Very random because I saw a video of someone imitating Lightning McQueen from Cars. Yeah, ka-chow. Yeah. Second question, let's go. Are you gonna get a tattoo? Maybe yes, maybe no. But as of now, I don't have the calling yet. Because doing a tattoo, it requires a certain calling, like, okay, let's do a tattoo. I mean, probably it's a vision in my dream, or probably it's a sign from nature that tells me to do a tattoo. Because I've asked my friends who make tattoos, who have tattoos in their bodies, and they say that it comes from a dream, or probably it comes from inspiration, motifs from the things that they see, and then they feel drawn to have those motifs to be inked into the body. So that's how they have the quote-unquote calling to have the tattoo. Like, as for me, I might trigger some tattoo lovers out there, but I love the art. It's just that I can't see the art in my body. I love seeing people getting tattoos. I love the art of tattooing. It's beautiful. It's unique. But to have it on my body, as of now, I've saying this to my friends lah. I'd rather spend it on my car and buy some modification parts to my car rather than getting a tattoo. Because the price of doing both is pretty much similar. Yeah. One sleeve costs you thousands, so I'm a speed junkie. Yeah. It's easier to put it that way. Okay, thank you for the question. Question number 3. Is everything okay with you? Wow. I do have my struggles, of course. I do have my internal struggles. I do have my internal demons. But as of now, I'm enjoying life. I'm okay where I'm at now. I I think I'm okay. As of now, I'm okay. Of course, I do struggle here and there. A bit of this, a bit of that, but I don't let that to dictate who I am as a person. I don't want that to stop myself from being happy and enjoying life as it is. I do have my demons, but like I said, I hang out with my family members. I hang out with God through reflections. I enjoy life bit by bit. Of course, bad times will come, but bad times don't last. Tough people do, and I do believe in that. Thank you for the question, whoever you are. I'm okay. Thanks for the concern. Next question. Wow, beautiful. What's the most challenging part to be a podcaster? As of now, doing things alone, all by myself. I would say a challenging part is where I have to do things on my own from start to finish, from figuring out who my guests are, in figuring out the questions and what sort of content they can contribute, that they can bring to the table, and to edit everything. It'll be easier if I have a team, but I don't have the kaching yet, so it's impossible for me to get a team to work alongside me. But I'm not complaining. It's just that I enjoy what I'm doing. But yeah, the question was asked about the challenging part to be a podcaster. To me, one of it is to divide my time in doing everything all by myself. And yeah, also monetization. I do get monetized by doing this. To keep up with these equipments, to pay the softwares that I need, CapCut Pro, some of the softwares that I use. It requires money. It requires monthly subscription. So yeah, that requires some amount of cash as well. But it's been 50 episodes, so I guess the passion in me fills up the motivation to do more videos. Because to be honest, sometimes it does get tiring. Like, what's the point of me doing all this? I don't get monetized out of this. I don't get paid. It's tiring. Some of the guests, they don't bring the ROI that I expected, especially in some numbers of engagement, especially in number of likes, in number of views. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In while I'm doing the interviews, while I'm inviting all these guests, I do want my part of my pie in the share of things, and viewership is one of them as well. The number of plays that my views, that the viewers that I have, the number of subscriptions, the number of followers I have on Instagram and TikTok. There's the kind of investment that I expect to have in return after I interview all these guests. Because I don't get sponsored, I don't get monetization. So yeah, one of the challenges lah, monetization as well. All right, thank you OP for this question. Challenging part. Okay, next question. Who are your best friends? I have one in high school. Not high school. I have one in my workplace now. Zana Hisham is one of them. Although he's old, he's about mid to late 40s, but I do see him as my best friend, one of my best friends. I have my best friends from school as well. Hakim is one of them. Churchill. Yeah, and some more. I will not name them because yeah, they're so precious to me, man, that I can't choose who my real best friends are because I have a few best friends that they don't mind whenever I need a shoulder to cry on or just someone to just for me to curahan hati or curhat with. You know who you are whenever I need some sense of logic. I'll text you out of the blue and say, hey, bro, I am in trouble. Yeah. You are that person. Thank you so much, man. Next question. Have you ever watched the TV series called Barry, starring Bill Hader? Okay, one fact about me is that I don't really watch series. I don't really watch movies. And to answer your question, no. Obviously, no. I don't know who Bill Hader is. I don't know that TV series called Barry. But thank you. Probably I'll consider watching it. Since I've unsubscribed Netflix. Not because I'm boycotting. Because it's expensive. So I choose another alternatives to watch other streaming series. Okay, next question. Wow. Do the podcasters in Sarawak ever think of creating a community like the Justice League where all the podcasters gather and help each other out and help out the community as they can? Jacob, I know this is you, man. I know this is you. You don't have to hide behind the NGL. I know this is you. We can. But it needs someone influential to start this whole thing. I'm just a small podcaster with 300 subscribers on YouTube and only 1,100 followers on Instagram. In the scheme of things, in the graph of podcasters in Sarawak, I'm just a small speck. So I will not contribute much if I'm going to start the ball rolling with the quote unquote the Justice League of podcasters in Sarawak. No. Yeah, unfortunately, no, bro. And please release my episode soon, please. I am eager to know my episode. It has been delayed since February. I want to see the outcome. So yeah, Jacob, this is for you. An upcoming podcaster from Barrio and beyond who runs a podcast based in Barrio. And he has produced about 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. You can search him on Spotify. For the time being, it is still What's Up Barrio. And he wants to rebrand it as Barrio and Beyond, but I'm not sure when. But do follow his Instagram, Jacob_radio_Barrio. Yeah. Next episode. Apa hal si Mbak Chris Adam on the show lah? Chris, this is you, right? Boleh je. Kelak tu ya. Boleh je. Kelak tu ya. Cheers. Okay, next question. This time pula, what is your favorite Kolok Mee spot? Whew. Favorite Kolok Mee spot? This is quite... Oh, this is a very hard question to answer. Okay, I know of this spot. It's somewhere around Kertas Marhan. Kuchingait, sorry, but I couldn't think of anywhere else for now. For the time being, it's at Kertas Marhan. It's at Bandar Rial. It's a few blocks away from Fale food court. It's not at Fale, but it's a few doors after Fale. I forgot what the shop is called, but smacking good. The Kolok Mee, especially at night. I would rather drive up after drinking. I would go up to Kota Marhan just to have my bowl of Kolok Mee served by them. So good is one of them as well. But I would suggest for late night post drinking, I would suggest you go to Kenyalang Park and order nasi campur, dude. Smacking good. Kway teow goreng pun sedap juga. I recommend. I am not a fussy eater. I can eat anything. Any food that is served, any food that makes my tummy full, I'm good. I'm not a fussy eater. I'm not a fussy drinker. Because I've been told since young to not be picky about food, because I have to be grateful for every tiny bit of rice that is served. Next question. As a podcaster, how many hours do you lock just for one episode? How many hours do I lock? I'm not sure what this question is about, but how many hours do I lock? Okay, for example, on the day itself, on the day of recording, I'll let the guest to come in, and I'll have some chit chat with the guests, a good 15-20 minutes just to break the ice. And once the ice has been broken, once I feel that the vibe is there already, and I press start recording, press record, and record until I will always remind my guests that I will try to cut this at least less than 1 hour. Let's go for 45 minutes. But it always exceeds 45 minutes because the conversation was so good that I do not choose to cut it off. And after recording, then I'll have some 20 to 30 minutes just to catch up with them again, talk to them again, yada yada. Build some connections, I'm doing this not just to do podcasting, but also to create connections with people. And that is the recording side of things. If I do editing, give me maximum 3 days. 1 day each. 1 day for audio, 1 day for visuals, and 1 day for highlights on Instagram and TikTok, and subtitle on CapCut, and I disseminate it on my socials. Maximum 3 days after recording. Usually it's like that. Saturday afternoon after I record. Saturday night I'll do the audio. Sunday I'll sort out the visuals and DaVinci. And then if I'm lucky enough, then maybe Sunday evening is where I will upload it on Instagram. The highlights, Instagram and TikTok, and the full episode on YouTube, Spotify on Sunday evening. But if I have something going on that Sunday, I'll delay until Monday. I'll do everything on Monday. And fingers crossed, if everything goes well, I'll usually upload it on Monday night or the following night, Tuesday night. But I always give myself a KPI of 3 days. Always 3 days after the recording day. Where did I get this KPI from? I don't know. It's just me. I set my own KPI. Alright. What other hopes and dreams do you have for your show, Barry? We're all rooting for you. Thank you so much for the support. What are the hopes and dreams do I have for my own show? I don't know. Let me drink first. I hope to get new equipment, especially camera wise, because in order for me to stay afloat in as much as I don't want to compete with other podcasters in Sarawak, of course I need to stay afloat. I need to stay relevant. And one of the things that is apparent when compared to mine and these other 2-3 channels is that visuals. My highlight reels are just pixelated. It's blurred because it comes from horizontal view. I have to stretch it out to vertical in order for me to sort and ratio the visuals according to our mobile phone size. So you see the pixels, it's kind of pixelated, it's kind of noisy. But yeah, one of it is to, I hope that probably I hit the jackpot and buy 2 sets of Sony Alpha mirrorless camera, A6 400, A6 series. But I don't play jackpot, so I don't know. I don't know when will that come. Another hopes and dreams is that I don't ask much. I just hope that my hard work is being recognized by people, and I'm grateful that people do actually pay attention to what I've been doing, because I've been what do you call that? Not I've been stopped, but I have been recognized by people in public. There's this one time I was at Redneck. I just finished my business. I was about to wash my hands, and there's this guy that calls me Barry. Huh? Barry na? Yeah, Barry. Dude, I love your podcast, man. Huh? You know my podcast? How do you know my podcast? Oh, you interviewed my uncle, Brosnan. Oh, okay. Thank you, man. Can we take a photo? I was like, whoa. Okay, someone do actually want to take a photo of me. A stranger, a total stranger, this one. I don't know this guy. Yeah. Another time was when I attended a friend's birthday party, and I came late to the birthday party, and her cousin said, I know you from the podcast. I was like, you know me from the podcast? Okay. Thank you. And there are other instances of events where I've been told in public that they've actually watched my podcast. So I don't consider myself as a public figure yet, but I do have to pay attention in how I act in public right now, because, like it or not, I am considered as one right now, although small in figures, but yeah. But it's good. I mean, even if I don't have this podcast, I do still be a good citizen in the public. Yeah. But yeah, that's the hopes and dreams I have for my show. Thank you for the question, OP. Yeah. I'm rooting for you as well in whatever that you do. Amen. Next question. I'm aspiring to have my own podcast. What is the first thing I should do first? Please be honest and don't sugarcoat it. Okay, why do you want to do a podcast? Number one, why do you want to do a podcast? Is it to get money? If you want to get money, yeah, sure, I can. But make sure that you have the sponsors to sponsor your podcast. Number two, what is your goal for the podcast? I mean, if your goal is to reach out to people, yeah, I'm sure that you will touch many lives as possible. But if you think of, no offense, I'm not the right person to say this, but if you think of fame, better stick to TikTok and make some TikTok videos and do some Instagram reels, or be a social media influencer where you do your dance moves, or do food reviews, or do funny comedic content on social media. Yeah, that's the fastest way if you want to be famous. Podcast is quite slow, or very slow, I would say, unless you have a faster head start, like you were once a TV presenter or news presenter, and then you're creating a podcast, then sure, yeah, you get the recognition from people. Knowing your why, do a podcast. How do you want to do it? Okay, how do you want to do it? Do you want to do audio only? You can do Spotify. Or you want to do audio visual? You can do so by uploading both on YouTube and Spotify. And number three, you should study your equipment as well. If you intend to do whole this thing without any production team, because I run my show on my own. I produce everything. I do the editing on visuals. I do the editing on audio. I do the publishing on social media. So I study all this thanks to my friends as well, who are audio and visual geeks. I studied on YouTube as well. This is how I learn my skill every day. Consistency is key. Always be consistent, because every videos will attract new listeners, you attract new viewership. Be consistent, be disciplined with your time. Know the concept of your podcast as well. What sort of podcast, what sort of genre you want to do. Like for me, my genre is I interview people. I get social stories from these people. A plethora of genres that you can think of if you want to do podcasting. But for me, this is part of it. This is my genre. I aim to inspire people as much as I want to inspire myself as well through listening to people's stories. And I don't sugarcoat it. It's not easy. It's not glamorous. You don't have money. You don't get paid out of this. But to this person who asked me this, please do DM me if you really, really want to do this. You really want to do a podcast. I will try to answer as much as I can without being biased. I can help you out as well with what you need. But please do podcasts because you want to do it, not just because everyone is doing podcasts and you want to do a podcast as well. I've seen some channels who quit after 5th episode. So yeah, I mean, if that is what you want to do, if you want to dabble, if you want to dabble to a lot of things, but if you feel like that is not if that is not your cup of tea, be my guest and do it. But it's for me, I don't want to carry my own basket, but it's apparent after 50 episode. So yeah. So OP, yeah. If you want to know more about how to do a podcast, please do personally DM me and I will answer you as much as possible. I've been talking a lot. This has been 42 minutes. Alright, what do you do for a living besides podcasting? I rarely share about my life outside podcasting, but I'm a lab assistant in a school. End of it. Yeah, that's it. You don't have to know more. If you want to know more, you can listen to my previous episodes. But yeah, that's all I want to share for now lah. On weekdays, I'm a lab assistant. On weekends, I'm a... Cheers to Chang beer. On weekends, just to be productive SF, I'll do my podcast. Podcasting is one of my hobbies lah, I would say. And also podcasting is where I motivate myself, and also at the same time where I feel like I'm being productive. That's why I push myself to invite as many guests as possible, because podcasting is where I do feel like I'm motivated to do things. Podcasting is where I feel like I am very productive. I've said productive twice. Where I feel like my weekend is being fully utilized, rather than just lie down in my bed and doom scrolling. I don't feel productive at all. So that's why I push myself to do as many episodes as possible in 1 month. If it's not podcasting, then probably the cat stories. Or listen to other podcasts just to keep my fire up. Alright, next question. What's your opinion on those who is sympathy about the Palestine but didn't show empathy like boycott? Oof. Hot take. I sympathize a lot about the fate of my brothers and sisters in Palestine, regardless of religion, regardless of color, regardless of what faiths you believe in. Of course, it's genocide over there. And yeah, we've seen it a lot in our daily lives, that we have all these products that are associated with Israel, and how these products do actually support this genocide act in killing innocent lives in Palestine. What is my opinion about those who sympathize about the Palestinians but didn't show empathy, like boycott? Oh, this is hard to answer because my voice doesn't carry any weight when it comes to this. But what I could say is that some people do show empathy. Some people do boycott, but they don't post it on internet, Like they just live their lives living like, okay, I do my own part by praying, and I don't use these products, and I don't show my support in using these products. Because there are some people that I know who don't actually talk about it in social medias, but they do actually do it in real life. That they don't actually support these products. I think it's best if we show empathy within our own scale of method. Like for me, this is my example. I don't really eat McDonald's not because I'm boycotting, but because it's good for my health as well. But I pray for those souls who have been innocently killed in Palestine. And I have some friends also who do the same thing. They don't blast their social medias about Palestine, but they do their own fair share of boycotting, as well as doing their own fair share of praying for these souls and praying for freedom and life to be gained again in Palestine. I think that's the best way for me lah. For me, that's my take on it. I hope I answer you. Free Palestine. Do you think PMX will go all out to challenge PBB in the next state election? Wow. I am not the right guy when it comes to politics because I don't affiliate myself much with politics, nor do I engross myself much in politics. But do I think PMX will go all out to challenge PBB in the next state election? Why challenge PBB when the first person to challenge is... Oh, I know. Because GPS and PMX, they are gangs right now, and they are all out to challenge PBB. I don't know to be exact, and I am not sure why PMX should go all out to challenge PBB, because as of now, as an observer and as a Sarakian also, I see that the growth of GPS is growing. I see a lot of support from GPS from all parts of people, and the opposition parties, their voices are not as loud as before, pre-GPS. So I don't know if the state could change the results in giving GPS a huge number of downward result. So I don't think PMX will go all out. To me lah, change PB, because GPS is already have already cemented a very strong points in uplifting Sarawak in the development side of things in Sarawak. That's how I see it. I'm not that fluent in politics, bro. I'm so sorry for this, but yeah, that's my take. I'm not Machai GPS. I'm not on any political affiliations, but this is how I see it. Barry, bring that funny guy Ryan back. Ryan, come on, bro. Come on. You'll be back here. I know. Come back, bro. Let's do some session together, alright? Okay. Next question. Aside from your episode with JJ, did you both manage to hang out? Yes, we did. We hung out a night before at this Kemena Hotel. There's this bar. I forgot the bar's name, but I was there to hang out with him. Cause he had a session with Kopi Kopi FM managers and staffers in the morning to give them some trainings and hands-ons on how to be a radio announcer, how to control, how to do the radio side of stuff. So in the evening, they had a hangout session, and JJ said, "Hey, meet me at this hotel, meet me at this bar, let's hang out." So I was there with my ex-girlfriend. We hung out together, and we had a hangout session. There was the night before we record, and on Sunday I picked him up from Imperial Hotel. We had a bowl of laksa, which was very bad. He didn't enjoy the laksa. It was at Bandar Riau. I had my Kolok Mee, he had a laksa, and the laksa was so bad that he didn't finish it. I felt sorry because I didn't show him the best laksa ever in Sarawak. There are a few number of shops that sells good laksa, but I chose to pick Bandar Riau as the spot to have our breakfast. But because it's nearby our house, so I don't want to rush things up. So we had a good conversation before our breakfast and before reaching to my place for the recording. And after the recording, we had a good chatting also about the podcasting scene and also how I can do better in my questions and what sort of market I want to penetrate. And I told him that as of now, I just want to penetrate the urban English market in Kuching, probably Sarawak and beyond. And he said it's a good market, but it's a small market because I'm focusing on English, so the market is quite limited. Unless if I want to grow bigger, I could change the language to Malay language, and I can penetrate bigger market in Malaysia. But I have my own reasons as to why I choose to stay with English. Yeah. And so far, although I don't get the numbers, but as of now, I'm doing good. Yeah. Yeah, we had a good time hanging out with JJ. The person that you see, the person that you hear on radio is the same person that you see off air and off camera. Same humble guy. I love him, JJ. Thanks for the podcast session, man. Never thought that you say yes. Yeah. But I'm a high achiever. I mean, I aim big. So that's why it was a let's give it a try moment when I DM him and he said yes. I said, wow, okay, cool. Thanks for the question, OP. Alright, next question. How many other podcasts have you been on already? Can you tell us what are they? I was on Kinabalu Podcast, the number one podcast in Sabah. By Ricardo, Kenny and Faisal, these three guys from Sabah, they invited me for a podcast session. A three parts podcast session lasted about 1 hour 30 minutes in KK last year. That was around March. And then May ka June ka July ka, I was invited also by Feel Good Podcast by Joachim Tan and Peter Lai. Peter Lai is the producer. Joachim or Kim is the host. They are from Kuching. Check them out. They're good podcasters. Kinabalu Podcast as well. Two great channels with two different genres of podcasts, but they do have great inputs. Definitely recommended. Kinabalu Podcast and Feel Good Podcast. You can check them on my Instagram. I follow them on my Instagram. Yeah. Those are the two podcast channels that I've been on. And haven't released. It's from What's Up Barrio by Jacob Semi. We had a online session. It was recorded through riverside.fm. It was recorded around February or March this year, but he hasn't posted anything about that. as of now. So when will it be? I'm not sure, but once it's out, it will be on my Instagram for sure. So yeah, as of now, 2.5 podcast channels that I've been on, and besides news, Surat Tribune, and also RTM. Yeah, gitulah. Pernah sih makan dekat cafe hideout? Pernah. 3-4 times, yeah. Tapi aku belum coba laksanya lagi, Yobi. I haven't got the chance yet, but I will try the laksa. Adam, Clark nama kau. Next question. I've been rewatching House MD again. Have you ever thought of getting a doctor on your show? It'll be interesting. A doctor, huh? Okay, that's the thing about government doctors. So many red tapes that need to be on. There's so many things that they cannot enclosure. There's so many things to they can't be disclosed. So many things that they can't say. So many restrictions on what to say and what not to say, because it might go against their policy as a medical practitioner. So I'm very careful about that, to invite a doctor. I did ask once a friend who is a doctor, currently a doctor, but I'm just, I don't know. I'm afraid that they might get some restrictions, because this podcast is not this is not traditional media where I need to sugarcoat things. No, I want to go deep and as real and as authentic as I can. But I'll consider having a doctor on my show, just to talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, the good shit, the bad shit about being a doctor. Yeah, I'll consider that. Thanks, OP. Yeah. Next question. Try getting a cop on your show. Also, I would rather get a former cop to be on my show though, rather than a real cop, because yeah, like I said, there might be some restrictions that they can't say things. There might be things that they cannot disclosure. So I'd rather invite either a former cop or a former doctor to be on my show. But if you know a few that wants to share their stories, former radio lagi, former cop, former policeman, former policewomen, former doctors, former flight attendants, I have a lot of stories. I have a lot of questions to ask them. So if you know of any, please do DM me. Yang penting, they are not shy to share the stories. They are comfortable to talk in front of camera, and they are willing to share as many things as possible. If you know them, DM me. Okay. Next question. Between Nissan GTR and Britney Spears, what's your ultimate choice? Nissan GTR. Boring jual. Britney Spears will give me headaches because she's a star. She's a pop star. She has this lifestyle that she has to carry. And right now, what I heard is that her mental state is not right. So I don't think we will share the same wavelength, because I don't think she could imagine her life living with a government servant in Malaysia who earns peanuts compared to her, who's earned millions of US dollars. So I'll go for Nissan GTR, no brainer. But which model though? I would say R34, of course. R34 in the livery of Brian O'Connor, silver with blue stripes. Nissan GTR pun okay juga, /R35, which is not even officially R35. But yeah, I'll go for Nissan GTR all day, every day. Dah boring. Jual. Ambil Civic EF, B18C, K series car, Jazz K series. Can't best. FD2, K20 series, K24. Sedap baik. Oh no. About to reach the final two questions. Okay. How am I gonna react to this? But yeah. The last two questions. Okay, let's go. Do you regret that you quit from government service? Obviously, as Jurubasa, I wish I'm tough like you. Wah. I'm not. I am still a government servant. I am still a government servant. Uh, I'm a lab assistant, so I don't quit. I don't quit my job as a government servant. I'm still around. To be honest, it's difficult to live. I don't have the courage to live because if only I'd have the commitments, then yeah, probably I'll quit. But I have the commitments, so I can't quit. Yeah, Ja, for the final two questions. Okay, last one. Okay, before I answer the last question, I would like to say a big shout out, a big thank you. I'd like to sum up the journey that I've had for the past November 2021, November 2022, November 2023. 3 years and 2 years and 2 years and 2 years and a few months lah. It's been a crazy journey. Interviewed some of big names such as JJ, Dewi Sriesta, Larissa Ping, Ryan Samsara, Torres, Mopaka. Yeah, a lot of big names on my show, and I am amazed by the support that I've given, that I've received from people. The supporters, the same faces that have been supporting this podcast. Thank you so much. You know who you are. You know who have been liking, commenting, DM me personally about the episodes. Thank you so much. Those who are silently supporting, I know who you are as well. You will talk about my podcast whenever we had our ngopi sessions. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, those who are adopters and now believers, thank you as well. Those who are still adopting, thank you as well. Continue adopting because that is how I feel my motivation. And my hope for this podcast is hopefully I can reach episode 60 before the year end of 2024. I hope that I get more recognition from people. Monetization is part of it, but I don't think it's possible for now. But as of now, I just continue on doing what I'm doing now. It's a crazy ride, but I enjoy this ride. I'll never trade this with anything else. I will continue on producing contents as long as I live, as long as I'm able, as long as I could. And cheers to episode 50. 50 is a big number for someone who runs a small production like me. And to have a big amount of support from all of you. Thank you so much for it. And I love you all. And God bless all of you. Okay, last question. This better be good. Fingers crossed, hopefully it's good. Selepas kesilapan ialah okay, after you had your mistakes in life, I would say lepas kau pola silap is where kau You get up from that mistakes. Kau ngaku silap kau. You owe to your mistake. You admit the mistake. Ngaku silap kau ya. And then you get up. You move on. You get up. You move on. And you build your life again after the mistake. Mistakes will happen everywhere, bro. Or sis, wherever you are. Kesilapan akan berlaku di sini-sini. Si kisahlah kau berapa kerja kah, relationships kah. Mistakes will always happen. There's no point in crying over the mistakes. There's no point in crying over what if. Cubalah aku pula kacak. Cuba aku pula macam tu. Cuba aku pula macam ya. Saya dah mistake tu jadi. But mula jadilah. Okay, for example lah. 4 tayar kau kacak. Bawa beli. And then tiba-tiba ada paku tengah jalan. Pancit one of your tires. Maka bawa keluar dari kedai. Tiba-tiba ada paku ya. Whose mistake is that? It's not your mistake. Shit happens, bro. What can you do about it? Aku bawa je beli tayar tu. Bawa 10 minit lepas aku bawa keluar dari kedai. Tiba-tiba ada paku ya. Kimak juga. This is not gonna solve your problem. So, take your jack up your car, buka nut, take on the tire dari bonnet belakangnya, pasang spare tire, check down your tire, pergi balik ke kedai, tube it up, tak kedai pasang balik tayar ya. Dah settle. The same goes with life, man. Kau mistake tadi doesn't mean that you have to carry the mistake. No. Pandai ku advise orang. Advice aku ni pun gisi betul. But yeah, I'm telling this for myself as well lah. As much as I'm giving you this advice, I hope that I can apply it to me as well. So yeah, that's the end of episode 50. 25 questions. Wow, crazy questions. What I can sum the 25 questions is that those who have asked about podcasting questions, thank you so much for the support. Those who want to start the podcast, please do DM me. I will gladly share what I can share with you in building your own show. Those who are curious to know about what I do for a living, yeah, thank you. So yeah, episode 50 ends now. And I love all of you. Thank you so much for supporting. And yeah, as always, see you in the next video. Probably next week, 2 weeks later. Yeah.